I feel like the first like month or two are always slow, and then it's just like, bam, gone.
Up. And then August hits and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What are your plans for Thanksgiving?
We host.
Oh, you host.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
great.
have had like 20, 25 people at our house before.
Wow.
I think we're probably going to have like 12 to 15 maybe this year.
Okay.
So still a good number, but yeah, we host. I love it. I love hosting. I love it. Just having everyone in our house.
That's
so
awesome.
How about you?
We typically go to my sister-in-law's in Shoreline. Okay. My brother-in-law is an incredible cook.
Love that.
So he typically will assign us things that we are to make and bring.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's like, I think there's 14 of us now with fresh baby this year. So just like immediate family. And then sometimes my husband's uncle will come too. Okay. So I don't know if he's coming this year, but that's the plan.
Perfect. I think we were planning on talking about like work-life balance and how we each juggle our life through the holiday chaos, how we...
I think in general, just life in general.
Life in general. I think it's even, more important, maybe not more important, but very important during this time of the year with, I feel like this time of the year, I'm always in a weird spot because I'm wanting to take the time to be with my family, to recharge. I want to keep pushing to make sure that business keeps moving along, but I'm also planning for next year.
Right.
I'm working on business planning, and it's kind of like I need to keep doing what I'm doing this year, but I'm excited to start on the new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's kind of this time of the year look like for you?
What does this time of the year look like for me? Typically it's just, I typically start my business plan the beginning of November. So still working through that, and then I will finalize it typically like the week before Christmas. So just mapping out what are my goals for next year? I guess like in a sense manifesting like what I want to have happen in 2026. And what's kind of cool is I actually will print out my business plan and physically write it out.
Oh.
And I literally have copies going all the way back to 2019 that I can look back at and be like, check that box, didn't make it there.
Yeah.
Maybe I had a rough year one year, but that's really, really cool is to be able to look back on that and kind of see, what I did.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
In your business plan, do you write out like action items and the things that you're planning on?
Yeah, I mean, typically I write out like what events do I want to do? Like what are the lead generation sources that I'm going to keep tapping into? And maybe it's a subtracting of things that just didn't land well for the previous year, or maybe I hate doing it. That like drudgery type work that just sucks the life out of you. So, I mean, a lot of it is like, yes, you're forecasting financials for the next year, like what goals you want to hit and like how much money you want to bring in monthly. Obviously, being in real estate, it's like very up and down. But then just kind of like going over budget, and then, approximately what are my business expenses? What do I need to make sure that I'm bringing in? Like, again, like which lead generation sources make sense for my time and like my season of life too.
Yep.
So, and like also going over personal goals too.
Yep.
Tying that in, like how much time do I want to spend with my family? Like how many vacations do I want to take? Because if you don't plan that stuff, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
And you'll be drowning and frustrated and all the things.
Yep.
By the way, this episode has nothing to do with real estate. It has everything to do with just taking you behind the scenes so you can get to know what it's like being a full-time realtor, full-time lender, and moms and wives. And friends and all the things.
And I think that's what I've been really focusing on is like trying to meet up with my girlfriends on weekends, or even like an evening of just going and grabbing a glass of wine or making intentions to that, because I'm able to then transition into being a better mom, better spouse, better business owner, all of that type of stuff. And I think that's so important to make sure that you have that time to disconnect. And I think, I know my clients are always very respectful of that. And for us too, during the winter, we are big snowmobilers. My mother-in-law lives just outside of Leavenworth. So we're on the mountains a lot and we're snowmobiling. And I've had multiple clients who I'm like, hey, I can get you numbers in 2 hours. We're midway through this ride. I'll be back in a couple hours. And they're like, that's so fun. So I think I just communicate with that with my clients of when I'm available, when I'm not. And most people are very respectful of it.
Yeah, I think there's kind of two things that jump to my mind on how I set boundaries with clients to make sure that I have work-life balance. And I'm not perfect at this in any stretch of the imagination. But one is when I have my initial consultation with them, I will briefly touch on, hey, after 9 p.m., my phone goes off, I'm getting my kids to bed, I'm going to bed. Obviously, if we're negotiating a contract, I will absolutely stay up and work on your behalf. But our contracts in Washington State, they all expire at 9 o'clock p.m. So we don't need to be, staying up late. Now, obviously, if you need that because of your work schedule or whatever, I will accommodate that. But that's one thing. And then kind of in tangent with that is just, like you said, like, hey, I got your message, like acknowledging and then setting an expectation of I will get back to you by X time. So like, for example, I had someone text me today asking for me to look into a builder just snatched up a plot of land and they want to see who the builder is and like what that could look like. And instead of me going and like looking it up right away, I knew my schedule is stacked today. I said, hey, great question. Typically if you're looking for a new construction home that you want to customize it, you'd want it to be these 3 builders that snatched up that land. I will get back to you by late this afternoon on what that looks like. Who I think, or who snatched that up. When I project they will probably release the homes, like that sort of thing. So just I think acknowledging and then obviously delivering. So I think setting an expectation of when you're going to get back to them, but if you can get back to them a little bit sooner. What is that phrase where it's like under promise, over deliver? Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm not going to under promise you anything, but it's like, I think having exceptional communication skills is critical to work.
And that is 100% the key. It's having to have that communication allows you to have that work-life balance because if you, and like time management. So you don't overpromise and underdeliver because that's when it gets, that's when you burn out. And that's when you have issues with the clients and you lose trust in the client.
Right.
And so just managing the expectation of, people are remembering that we are humans and that we're juggling life and we are, with both of our businesses and a lot of yours because you have to show people homes and they have to be there, which means you're doing nights and weekends. That also means that we're juggling life. We're going to the grocery store at 2 p.m. I get a little bit more structure to my business world because I can do it from my computer. And I can do it during the day and I can prep to be prepared.
You in theory could just work remote.
I could.
But that doesn't build relationships.
Yes. Yep. I meet up with every one of my clients, but majority of them are via Zoom because that works for them. Because that one meeting that I do, I'm open to more, but typically I only need one meeting, needs to be on their schedule. So I'll do it at 7:30 at night after my daughter goes to bed. And it's via Zoom because that's what works. So I could be, if it wasn't for the relationships I have to build with referral partners and community and all of that, I could be remote. And that gives me the luxury of going snowmobiling on the weekends. And my computer never is far away. My best friends will laugh at me because we'll go on a girls trip and I'll have that backpack with me. Just because that's, it'll take me.
The nature of the business.
The nature of the business. It'll take me 10 minutes to run numbers and it's worth it. It's worth knowing the clients know that they're comfortable with it. And that's just a part of the gig.
What I think I have a couple things in mind for how I make sure to honor like my personal commitments and like self-care and all of that. What do you do to ensure?
I wing it.
You wing it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer to that. I wish I had. I don't know. I guess I do. I have an acupuncture and a massage every month.
Okay.
And I do those religiously.
Okay.
It helps.
So if something comes up, you're not going to just cancel it. You're going to work around that.
Yep. I work it. Those are on. I have them pre-scheduled for the whole year. Mm-hmm. She is an absolute saint. If anyone's looking for an acupuncturist in Everett, Sound AcuHealth with Nikki Dvorak. She is a saint. I love her to death. But I being a figure skater, I have so much aches and pains. So it's both that time to just relax, and she'll put a needle at the top of my head and I will zonk out. It's for the body pain management, all of that. And so I do those things intentionally. I guess I don't really think about it because they've been on my schedule forever. And I think with my daughter getting older, she's 3.5. I have a little bit more space to now work on being more intentional with my friends and what we do as a family. And it's not as much chaos of what is this thing? What do we do with it? What do we do with the kid? Like
sleep regression.
Yes, exactly. We're not napping anymore. So I think that's probably a goal of mine for next year is I have the intentionality with that, but how do I get more intentional because with family and friends and staying on top of that.
Sure.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah. I think like if it's in my calendar, it's happening. Mm-hmm. So I literally every Monday I have an Asana task that, I need to schedule my workouts for the week. So I will literally go through, my Peloton app, figure out, put workouts in my stack that I want to. Yep. And then I will physically type it into my work calendar that like, hey, this is happening, on this day between this time. And I will typically set a reminder like 5 to 10 minutes prior to when I need to start that. Okay. Just that way, if I'm on my computer or whatever, I know like mentally, okay, 10-minute timer just went off. I need to wrap this up. Then I can quickly go change, go do my workout, whatever. Yep. And so if it's in my calendar, it happens. If it's not there, it's not going to happen.
It doesn't exist.
And then alongside of that, I'm not going to necessarily drop everything if something comes up. So I will kind of with the expectations things, part of me being a great realtor is making sure that I take care of myself and I have a full cup. And exercising helps me feel that way. Yep. So I'm not necessarily, unless it's like a contract thing or like a deadline, I'm not necessarily going to like write that or delete that off my calendar. I will say, hey, I have an appointment coming up. I'll get back to you at X time.
Yep.
So it's not lying. It's not being deceitful. It's just, saying I acknowledge you.
Yep.
They don't need to know that I need to take care of myself.
Yep.
But then when I get out of that workout, I'm ready to go. Yep. I'm mentally present. I feel good. I've got the good endorphins going. Yep. Yeah. So that's like one thing. It's just like, if it's in my calendar, it's happening. And then I just make sure to say, hey, I've got an appointment between this time and this time.
And sometimes it may actually be a real appointment. So it's like,
it is an appointment.
It is an appointment. Yes.
Yourself.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
If you can't honor yourself and like your own commitments, how can you be trusted to handle a client?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if they like specifically correlate, but I think if you can honor like yourself, I think you're probably you're going to be in a better mental space to be able to take care of other people and their needs.
Yep.
So I think it's an appointment.
Yeah. And when I say real appointment, that's not
like a business type.
Yeah. It's not a business appointment that you couldn't move, right. But it's holding to those commitments is
absolutely
huge.
Yeah. One other thing that I will mention, have you heard of the brick?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So it's this little NFC tag that it's a magnet. You can put it somewhere in your house.
Oh, I think I saw you post about that.
Yeah, so it's an app that you download on your phone, and you can set up different modes. And what it does is an NFC tag that you tap your phone to the little magnet NFC tag. And depending on which mode you select, it will disable the use of certain apps on your phone. So for example, I have a sleep mode that when it's typically at 9 o'clock, I need to be better about this. I'm not perfect. But typically when it's 9 o'clock, I will grab my phone, tap it, it's on my fridge. That way I'm not tempted to sit in my bed and scroll.
Mm-hmm.
It disables Instagram, Facebook, my email, texts and calls will still come through if needed. Amazon's not on there. So
that one saves you money.
That one saves you money and time. So that's like a really great tool that I've been using. And then the other thing is I have a work mode and a family mode. So work mode, I do have access to my email. I don't have access though to my personal email and social media. So that can be really helpful because I feel like I have undiagnosed ADHD. Maybe my therapist can fill me in on what I have, but
yeah.
Anyway, but just being able to not be distracted, I think is really important. So that's been really a great tool is the brick.
Yeah.
Am I perfect with it? No, but it does help.
And sometimes it's just the baby steps.
Yeah. Ooh, I have one more tip. Have you seen those cube timers?
No.
Okay, so it's like a cube timer. It has different minutes on each side.
Okay.
So it's 60, 30, 15, 10, 5. And then you've got your little timer in there that ticks down the time. So basically you just turn it on and then set it on which number you want to go with. So basically what it is let's say you've been putting off a task in your email or whatever, or a project. And you're like, I just need to set aside 20 minutes to only focus on that. So get your cube timer out, turn it to 20 minutes, set it down and only focus on that task. That helps you get 20 minutes of really focused.
So you can visually see.
You can visually see it, but then mentally there's an end coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then oftentimes when the 20 minutes is up or however much time you put there, you'll typically want to set another one because you get in the zone.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know.
They're cool little contraptions.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with
I'm not perfect about it, but it does help.
And sometimes it's all just a brain.
Yeah. It's starting projects. I think starting projects or starting an email or starting, that's the hardest part. Who is it? Jess Sims on Peloton. She's the workout kicks off. She's check, hardest part of your workout just clicked off, you know, because starting it is
the hardest thing.
The worst part of the workout.
100%.
Yeah.
I have a sign that says you're one workout away from a good mood.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Do you have any other tips or tricks?
No, I wish I had more.
Maybe y'all can share it. With us, tips and tricks.
I think
work-life balance, for time management. We'd be all ears. So why don't you drop in some comments?
Yeah, and I think the other thing, as we're talking about business planning. Part of our business planning that we're going to be doing is planning next year for this.
Right.
So as listeners, what do you want to hear?
Right.
What are topics? What are questions?
What are some fun episodes that you would be oh, I'd be really interested to hear about that.
Yeah.
We are going to do an episode next month, or maybe not next month, but in January, with our husbands, what it's like to be married to us and us be full-time entrepreneurs too.
Yeah.
So just fun things like that. We don't want it to be all businessy, but we'd love to hear from you and tailor this podcast to you.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.